Anybody can join it at any time.
Probably still wounded.
Yeah, I could see that. The U.S. was it's another year, right? Another year and another beatdown. Although this wasn't exactly a beatdown. Last year was a beatdown.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah, we're live. What do you expect?
Oh, I'm trying to share it. Hold on.
Although this wasn't exactly a beatdown.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, was it?
Who's that girl's voice?
To be fair, you guys sort of let it slip, to be honest.
Yeah, couple really good missed opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, you set off well, won the first 2 points, pretty convincing, and then Europe hit back were really good to make it 2-2 on the first day. So it was like both teams happy. Then the second day, I think USA. I mean, they should have been 6-3 up, really. I mean, that was huge.
Yeah.
I think that was the match. I won't say match point regards USA winning it, but for sure, I think they would have got to like 9 or 10 or even won it. So 6-3 was massive.
I mean, that was the start of what the U.S. lost the next 7 points, I think, from there.
Yeah, you just lose that momentum, don't you? It's like
the next 7 points.
The first match of day 3, I believe. Who played the first match of day 3? Was it Jayson? Was it a singles?
It was that would be the first match of day 3 would have been Jayson versus Chris, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously that's like a free shot anyway. So you're sort of not bothered about losing that so much. So let's say you would have been 6-4, 5-5, and 6-4 is big, and then the next point was who on day 3?
Sorry,
who was the second point? Day 3.
The second match of day 3. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was Sky and Tyler for the U.S.
Against who?
Let me pull it up. I'll pull it up. I will. How awesome is it that we're back in Vegas next year, though? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and at the Bally's as well. So it's a different venue, so something fresh. Really good location in Las Vegas, let's say. It's middle of everything. So
yeah, it's a perfect location.
It's a decent hotel. I have stayed there once before.
It's cheap, and it's actually pretty nice.
Cheaper than most hotels there. And I think for the quality of the hotel, it's cheap. You know what I mean? It's a better hotel than, let's say,
Luxor.
Places like Tropicana, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's no good. So did you buy your tickets yet? See what I did there? See what I did there, Darren?
Very smart, Pat. Very smart. But yes, that day 3 was 6-4, 5-5, and then I think the next match wasn't too bad. What my memory served me right. Or I'll tell you what it was. I think yes, you lost a second match. I believe was a doubles.
Here we go. It's Jayson Shaw and Joshua Filler versus Tyler Steyer and Sky Woodward.
Yeah, so that was okay. I mean, to be honest,
the real bad one was the next match.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So the big match
Shane
was
losing to Kachi. Yeah,
Shane, he absolutely threw that match away from 3-1. He missed 2 relatively easy opportunities back to back. He should have really won 5-1 or could have won 5-1.
Yeah,
and that was big because then you're 7-5 down, and then Shane lost all his confidence. And the next match, both guys in the doubles played really bad. Probably Shane more than I think it was Tyler. So at 8-5, where if USA would have been leading 6-5 before Shane goes on, and Shane really should have won that match. How it went, it would have been 7-5, and then the match with Shane and Tyler would have been a completely different mindset. Just Shane playing as bad as what he did from 3-1 really affected him for the next game, which was unfortunate for Tyler, really, because then it affected him also. And Shane's body language really changed big time. And
Shane.
And then the big killing match was Jeremy. So that's like two certain points what you should have had, really. So 3 certain points you should have had. So it's instead of being 9-5 down, you could have easily been 8-6 up.
Yeah.
8-6 up. At worst, 7-7. Obviously, they would have played the last doubles of day 3 then also. So, I mean, at worst, it should have been an 8-7, I think, either way, going into the last singles. And then anything can happen then. Where 9-5, you needed a miracle, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, even if you win 2 out the first 3 points and make it 10-7, and you're still in a terrible spot because obviously your best 2 players are out the way, and then you got to rely on Europe sort of dogging it really, which is possible, but very unlikely. So yeah, I don't think you guys played bad. I think the first 2 days USA definitely looked the better team on and off the table, and then whatever Europe did after day 2 in the evening definitely worked. I know that they had big words with each other. Jayson Shaw got more involved in the team room, and it definitely showed on the table. So even though Jayson didn't necessarily have the best percentage winning record, for me, he was definitely the MVP. Just because I think he still played the best, even though he lost a couple of matches. Except for the last day, he didn't play great the last day, but throughout the whole tournament, he was definitely the best player in my opinion, and he deserved to get the MVP. And also David and Joshua played really well. So, where with USA, only really Skylar showed up and played his A game, and then
at least the entire event. Tyler looked great the first 2 days, but then just fell apart.
Played pretty good in patches, you know what I mean? He sort of had a good performance and a bad performance, and then like an indifferent performance, got away with it, and then he played steady. So he had like a mixed bag. Jeremy didn't play bad, but obviously it was always going to be very hard for him. Chris was okay in patches, but made bad mistakes at the wrong time, let's say. And obviously Shane, he just he looked okay the first 2 days at Shane, but nothing was really going his way. He'd make one mistake and he sort of got punished big time for it. You know what I mean? Like the game punished him, the balls punished him. But on day 3 especially, I mean, he played really bad. And then obviously on day 4, he played a little bit better, but he just unfortunate really to lose a match with Joshua 5-4. And you guys didn't do a lot wrong in the first doubles, really. I mean, it was a pretty good standard match. So, but you could see that his confidence had gone a little bit from that day 3. And yeah, so a shame for you guys. Obviously, great for Europe, and but makes it a better viewing for next year. I think you guys are definitely not without an opportunity to win next year.
So let's talk about day 4 a little bit here, because I personally think that Alex Laley made a little bit of a mistake with this. And what I think is, when you throw Jayson Shaw and Joshua Filler out there right away, of course, they're going to be playing against Sky and SVB with the cushion that they had. So what they were going into the last day, they were going in, was it 9-5? Yeah, 9-5. What do you think about keeping both of those players maybe back towards the middle, playing them 3rd and 4th as opposed to 1st and 2nd? Because then you know that Shane Van Boning and Sky Woodward aren't going to be playing against your 2 best players, and you're going to get them against maybe like a Tyler and a Chris, or a Tyler and a Jeremy, or something like that.
Yeah, I think there's valid points both ways. Obviously, Jason and Filler was always going to be guaranteed to play that fans' choice doubles match from what's rolled over from day 3. So I think Alex's mindset is that he wants to keep those 2 guys hot. So I think it made sense from that point of view just to keep them on there for the first singles and the first doubles, just in case they do lose that first doubles, for example, and make it 9-6, and then let's say you play Catchy and David in the next 2 singles, and Shane and Skylar beat them, then all of a sudden it's 9-8. Even in a race to 5, anything can happen because you have the momentum. The pressure's on Europe then. So anybody's beatable in a race to 5 when the heat is really on and the other team's got the momentum. So I sort of agreed with Alex. Maybe he could have separated one of those guys, maybe played Jason, let's say, after the first doubles, and maybe held Joshua back. But I think I'll have pretty much done the same thing, just to make sure that I keep my foot on the throat, really.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good to me. I personally, I think we would have put probably David out there. I thought David was playing pretty good. I thought David going out first against, it's got to be Sky at that point. So David against Sky, I like that. I like, and then Jason, Joshua, Albin the next 3 matches in a row.
But you got to think about who the opponents are, and I think the big decision on playing Jason the first singles and Joshua playing the second singles is that they knew that Skylar would play the first singles. just because he'd played the best up to that point. So they're thinking, well, let's put Jayson against Skyler, knowing that Shane is going to play next and is going to play filler, and obviously he's got a nightmare record against filler. Shane has a terrible record against Joshua in the Mosconi Cup, and I mean that's probably a big reason why they put Jayson on the first singles and not Joshua, just because they line the players up against their opponents. I think I was pretty sure from the sidelines that Skyler would play the first singles of day 4, and Shane would play the second. So as the years go on, you sort of can figure out who's going to play where. I mean, the days I played in the Mosconi Cup, I was pretty 90% sure where all the American players were going to play. So we was pretty good at working out that out, especially. And obviously back then, obviously you had people like Johnny, Dennis Hatch, Shane Bonin, so still very big players, you know what I mean? So we had to make sure that we second guess what they was going to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you just focus on your own game, like you say, mate. If David plays Shane, then obviously David can win. If Catcher plays Shane, obviously he can win, which he showed it on day 2 or 3. So but just it's more of a mental battle as well, because obviously usually Shane against Joshua in normal circumstances it'll be a 50-50 game, but obviously in the Mosconi Cup, Shane doesn't look like he believes he can beat him.
If anything, Shane is a favorite. You know, if they play a race at 25, I mean, Shane is probably a 60-40 favorite.
Especially with his break, and he actually broke really well in the tournament.
He broke so good. He was averaging 3 balls in a shot.
I mean, for you guys, the most disappointing part for you guys is that your team slightly broke better in Europe. I mean, you can't really complain that you didn't get the chances, really. It's just made the silly mistakes, you know what I mean? And it's so important in a race to 5 to make sure you don't make those silly mistakes, and that's what happened, really. I mean, you can go over it and over it again, but when you look back, there's 3 massive points what America really should have won, and that makes the score 8-7, I believe, to America going into the final day singles. I mean, that's huge, really. I mean, 9-5. I mean, it's like you can win, but it's like you're like a 50-1 shot.
Yeah, especially given the lineups, especially even more than that. Yeah,
and at 8-7, it's a coin flip, and if you got the 8-7 lead, you're a slight favourite. So because you've played for 3 days solid, and your team's feeling good, and so I mean, America going to bed after day 3. I mean, they must have been sick.
Yeah. Well, I know that from what I heard, Jeremy didn't sleep hardly at all after that time foul.
Unbelievable. I mean, I can't believe what he did, because the worst part about that is that it took him 18 seconds to decide to get the cue ball cleaned. Where if he'll have done it straight away when he first looked at the cue ball, he'll have had a lot more time for the referee to clean the cue ball and still have plenty of time to play the shot. Because Marcel, he couldn't have cleaned the cue ball any quicker.
Yeah, Marcel did exactly what he needed to do. In fact, he put the cue ball down with 5 seconds for Jeremy to shoot. If Jeremy was ready for the shot, he could have taken it. I mean, he'd have been rushed, but he could have taken it.
He was that much in shock that when he asked for the extension and the referee said no, he's just looking at the referee thinking why. And so he just got frozen the moment. He's had a brain fart. And then, like you say, he could have just run to the table and just hit the 6 ball.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's just
maybe he'll fluke a safe out of it somehow.
And it's a shame, because that particular rack was one of the greatest racks in the Mosconi Cup. 15 minutes long. The safeties were unbelievable from both players. David created the first opening, and he's had an amazing opportunity to like run out, and he's played a terrible first shot by kissing the 8 ball against the 6, and then obviously
that's a bad roll though.
He needed it's a little bit, but I mean, he shouldn't be kissing the ball.
Yeah, he should.
And then obviously he's got to play a miracle shot to get on the 6 ball, just because of the slide on the table. It's just so hard to get that ball to like spin off that top rail there. And then Jeremy's got an opportunity. It's like a little touchy-feely shot, but he's a big favourite to make.
Brutal shot.
I mean, but it's still favourite to make it, and hold it for the 7. But it was definitely missable just because of the size of the pockets. Where if that was on a 5-inch pocket table, he'd never miss that ball in a million years.
Yeah, and you have to throw a ton of outside spin on it to throw it and hold the cue ball. I mean, as as an amateur, I just expect to miss that.
Well, I think the problem with that type of shot, Nate, is that when you're feeling the pressure and you've got like your whole body's shaking, he's got to slow roll the ball with a touch of right English, right? I mean, that's not easy to do when you're queuing off the rail and you're hill in the Mosconi Cup, and you haven't, and especially for Jeremy, he hasn't played for like 13 years. I mean, he must have been, obviously, it was a bit of an edgy match anyway, but he just grinded out great. He played some beautiful safety shots, made some good shots. He did make mistakes, but overall, I mean, to say he's not been in that arena and he's not a competitive professional pool player. Sorry,
is that Jason?
Jason, yeah. Then
Sounds like Jason.
He did pretty well, really. I mean, he didn't play bad in all the matches he played, really.
No. So I guess let's.
He could have won a doubles and his singles. I mean, the doubles with Chris, obviously, Chris missed a 6-ball there to win the match. So Jeremy could have walked away winning 2 out of his 3 matches, excluding the team match.
Yeah. Thank you, Ryan O'Neill. Hoping I'm feeling okay.
Yeah, cheers everyone for giving us COVID.
Yeah, Darren. Well, I did test positive for COVID, and Darren is. I don't know. You think you have it, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my main test now, so it's not. I'm like a lot of my friends who I was with at the Mosconi. They've all been tested positive. There's at least 30, 40 people been tested positive. So, and I've had like a bit of a cold sweat here and there. And then
it's really surprising too, right? I would have never thought that going into a room with 1,500 screaming idiots, while cases are going up, I would have never thought that I'd have got COVID out of that. It's crazy.
Yeah,
can you believe it?
Especially with you, because you was going around kissing everybody all day.
Wow.
Sharing your drink with people. So I mean, that wasn't very
flirty,
was it?
The alcohol kills it, I thought. Isn't that right?
Well, I think your pants definitely killed it. You're like a right clown.
Oh, stop it, Darren. You need to have some respect.
But I will say, though,
do I need to bring those up so people can see them?
Yeah, you should show us them pants. But what I will say, it's the first time I've been to Mosconi for the whole 4 days as just a spectator, a fan, let's say, and I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was very hard to keep up with the fans regards drinking, that's for sure. There's some hardcore drinkers in that.
Uh-oh. Darren's your internet going to crap? Whoop. You hear, Darren? Oh.
Am I here?
Oh, there you are.
You've lost me?
Here you go, Darren. Here you go, Darren. You ready?
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
It's your wrong bell. Darren,
well,
it's your wrong bell.
Well, what is the address of the Hilton?
It's mental, isn't it? Oh, that was like
you like that, don't you?
Very baggy as well. And King of there, yeah. Not bad. Good timing to stop him talking.
Well, there's never a bad time to stop him from talking. So I guess, Darren, what do you do going forward for Team USA? How does it look different?
I think you could be a captain, actually. But yeah, I mean, seriously, I don't think there's a lot wrong. I think Skylar's really gained my respect regards a team leader, a team player, and a player in general. I knew he was really good, but I didn't think he was that good. But what really impressed me with him is how much composure he's got at the table, his temperament, and he's just got balls. You know what I mean? He just got to have balls at this game, and he's got all those things. So that's a massive plus for America going forward. He's going to be around for the next 10, 15 years, at least, in the American team. I think you definitely obviously need Shane. I know there's a lot of talk. Shane shouldn't be playing. It doesn't matter. It's the same with Tiger Woods in the Ryder Cup. You've got to play them, because if they show up, it's good night. You know what I mean? So you've still got to play Shane. In my opinion, doesn't matter how you do it, but you've got to get Justin Bergman back in the team. It's as simple as that. Because he's a bit like Skyler. He's just got everything you want at the pool table. So someone needs to be pulling Bergman aside and tell him to sort himself out and just get back on that table, because he's too good a player to not be playing in the Mosconi Cup. So that's 3 massive players there. And then the other guys, you're okay. I mean, you've got young guys coming through. You got Tyler, very professional. You got Chris, very professional, always looking to improve. And then, you've got the younger generation coming through, like people like, is it Justin Martin, I believe?
Yeah, Justin Martin.
I mean, I watched him play one match international, and he really impressed me. And a few of them young lads impressed me. So I don't think there's a lot wrong with the team, long as the big thing for me is just get Bergman back in the team. And then, regards to captain, I wouldn't give Jeremy too much stick. Last year was just one of those years with COVID, no crowd. This year, I think he did as good a job as he could do under the circumstances what he was given. So the big test for Jeremy will be when you play back in America next year. I think you'll be able to judge him better then, and whether he will be the man to take you forward after the next year's Mosconi Cup.
Yeah, and you think that Jeremy absolutely gets another shot no matter what?
I don't think he's guaranteed another shot, but who's going to take his place? I don't really see anybody.
You. It'd have to be a European guy, right? It'd have to be probably Niels or you or, maybe Johan again.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, obviously myself, really. In all seriousness, I still want to play. If I don't want to play, obviously, in the future, I want to be the European captain. It's just not. I don't think for me. I'd be amazed if Niels would want to do it. I mean, you have players in America what can do it, and there's definitely players out there. It's just picking the right guy, really, and then and it hasn't really got to be a player, has it? I mean, it could be a coach from a different sport. I mean, Johan's not really a player. But what Johan has got is that he's a great mental coach, and he installs discipline. And I think as long as you got those two things for America team, I think you'll be okay. You'll always have an opportunity. And it's because you definitely need a leader. Whether Jeremy is that leader or not, then if not, then obviously they need to look to somebody with that type of character. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Jeremy deserves. I mean, I think the U.S. has come up short twice. Maybe this year less than last year. I mean, last year I think they really came up short from where they were supposed to be. It's a COVID year. It's a little bit weird. You're not playing with a crowd. I think last year you deserve a pass, certainly, and I said that then. This year, I mean, again, it's you kind of get thrown into the fire. You're expected to play while coaching. I don't think that Jeremy makes that mistake on the was it the 5 ball or whatever it was, the time foul. If he wasn't coaching and playing, I mean, I think he'd be a little bit more prepared. So I think that's, you throw the weight of the world on the guy. He's got to play. He's got to coach. He's got to mentor. He's got to lift his team up. He's got to, get ready for the next matches. He's got to get everybody, he's just got to do a million different things. And when when you're there for that long and you have to do that many different things, I mean, it's not uncommon to have like a little bit of lapse in judgment or just not being ready for the moment. And I think he knows the rules. I think he knows exactly what it was. I think he knew he messed up, but I think he just wasn't ready for the moment because, he's got a million different things he's got to take care of. And, I think that just kind of added up to that shot. So I guess all in all, I think he still has not really had the opportunity to just be the coach. He's had to be the coach, the player. He's got to, find ways to get his team involved. Now, there is one thing that I will say that I think Jeremy could be doing better. I thought as far as what he had for a schedule this year was much better. I thought his schedule last year was just not good. When you save all your best players for day 3 and day 3 comes around and you're down 8-2 or 7-2 or whatever it was last year, I mean, what are you trying to save your best matchups for when you're down 8-2 at that point? This year, I thought it was much better. Now, what I would like to see, and I don't know that this is even the thing that U.S. can do, but if you see Europe, every single game when if they get down 3-1 or they get down 2-0 or something like that, their entire team is going out there and picking up their players. And if they get a little win, back into it. All of their players are over there and they're like cheering them on, and they're being a team. They're like really getting each other involved, and as a team, they're really lifting each other up. And when that happens on the U.S. side, the only player you see out there is Chris and Sky. And now Tyler, that's just not a role for him. Tyler's not like that. He can go over and he can give you a knucks and he can be like, keep your head up. But Tyler's not really an uplifting type of person. And from what we saw on day 3 and 4, I mean, we didn't see Shane. Shane, and again, that's never really been Shane's role either. But maybe that's a captain's thing where like, yeah, I know you guys aren't like this naturally, but we need you to be that leader now. Maybe Jeremy has the ability to go to his players and kind of create more of what Alex, Laley, and Carl is doing with I guess the success of the. I don't even know how to put it. I guess just getting everybody involved and keeping everybody in the right frame of mind. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I understand Shane was very disappointed when he lost his singles and then he lost his double straight after. But then to go missing for the next 2 matches is not good, really. When the rest of the team's there supporting the next guy, it did recover for the next day, but regarding supporting the team, and that was disappointing because the first 2 days, Shane, I thought he was well into it. He was going over to the players a lot. He was encouraging them. I think Jeremy does that role really well. And like you say, I think Jeremy, he wasn't ready to play in the Mosconi Cup. He wasn't prepared at all. His only preparation was to make sure the team was prepared to play. So then to get that call at the very last minute and get asked to play on the biggest stage in pool is like a massive ask, really. And Jeremy's mindset is that, right, I need to wide myself as much as I can on the team sheet. He managed to do that very well. And they could have still won it without him winning a point, let's say. And like we just go back to those 3 massive points, which are obviously 2 of them might actually involve Jeremy. But, I mean, one of them, it was out of his hands because his partner made the mistake. So it's just one of those things, really. It's just where Europe, like you say, they're on the sidelines every match, especially, I mean, Jayson is like a cheerleader, you know what I mean? Is Jayson. He just gets the players going and the crowd. And that's very important, obviously. And if the other player's not there, you've got Carl and Alex there all the time. So, yeah, it's very important to support your team no matter what. And when I used to play, we always used to say, no matter what, whether you play bad or you lose, never bring it back to the team room. And always just make sure you come back with a positive attitude and give the positive vibes for the next guy going out there to play. Because at the end of the day, you can't win the Mosconi Cup yourself.
Yeah, and I think the best example of it was when what match was it? The Tyler Snyder and Shane Van Boning match against Alvin and David Al-Qaidi, where Jeremy Jones was back in the room practicing for the last match of the day. And obviously you can see that Shane is out of it. He's checked out of it. He's not really happy with it. And Tyler is like trying his best to keep him in and stay dialed in. And what you see is like Sky and Chris are coming over trying to keep things lively, but they just can't do it.
Yeah. And what I will say, I know obviously I shouldn't really mention it, but what I would say is I really miss Billy Paul. Just because he brings so much energy to the team, and he brings like the heart to the team also, you know what I mean? So that was obviously a big loss. And then obviously you got the situation with Earl. I mean, obviously we're all disappointed about that, and we'll never know what would have happened, but it would have been nice to have seen it. Because what I will say is that if Earl had the same opportunities as Jeremy, I think you might be seeing a different scoreline. When you think about it now, obviously every match is a different match, and Earl might have played in a different position to Jeremy, because obviously Jeremy gave himself like the least amount of matches, where obviously Earl would have got the fans' choice matches. I mean, it's just. Yeah, I mean, it was still a great Mosconi Cup. Before the Mosconi, I was like deflated as a fan because of Earl. But it still was a great Mosconi Cup. The crowd was amazing. And obviously, I'm hoping, I just hope that Earl can get back in the team one more time. Whether that's the right thing to do or not, probably not. But as a fan, I would like to see it.
So, do you think that the whole playing vice captain and the playing captain days are done? Do you think that this experiment right here ruined that?
I think you can be vice captain and play. I mean, I think it's a little bit. The vice captain really is just there to help the captain, let's say in the team room, just with the players, just to make sure that they're in a good mental frame of mind, helping out with the odd jobs. So it's all a little bit blown out of proportion, really. Because at the end of the day, you've only got you're only really there at the Mosconi Cup for let's say a week, and you're only dealing with 5 players. Where if you're dealing with a big team like soccer, and there's 11 players on each team, then obviously, like there's usually 22 players in a squad, let's say, then it's a lot different. There's lots of coaches, but I think it's good to have a vice captain. But I think you can definitely play and be vice captain. Playing as a captain, I'd definitely say no.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think if you're going to have a playing vice captain on the U.S. side, I think you should do it on the European side too. I do think that having that extra coach can be very valuable, especially it turns out when your vice captain and your captain are playing. I mean, you got to have somebody out there who's just able to calm the team down, whether it's the vice or whether it's the regular captain. I mean, you got to have somebody out there. That both of them playing is no good. Definitely.
Yeah, and to be fair, like Jayson Shaw could easily be the vice captain.
Yes, yeah.
He's like the playing captain anyway. A little bit similar to the role what I played when I used to play. I used to be like sort of like the team leader, the players leader, let's say. And obviously, I think Jason's took that role really well now. I think they didn't have that for 2 or 3 years, and like I said, like sometimes the best players are not the best team players, and vice versa. And I think we've seen that with Billy Thorpe over the years. I think even though he don't win loads of points, he still brings so much to the team. And Nick Vandenberg was the same also for Team Europe. Great team player, and it's good. It's good to have the right balance in the team. And I know that with Team Europe this year, the first 2 days there was a bit disjointed, and there was some disagreements in the team, and a lot of egos in that team also. So it took them a couple of days to really sort it out.
Yeah. So let's talk about the crowd, because a couple of people have brought that up. I guess as a this was while I was hoping to have Molina Mike on, but apparently he's ghosting us. What do you think of the crowd? And of course, we were both in that crowd, so it's a little bit different. But what do you think of the crowd? I think days 1 and 2, and then days 3 and 4.
Well, I really enjoyed the crowd the first day. I didn't enjoy it the second day because was it the first? Yeah, I didn't enjoy it the second day because Chris Patient showed up, Aka Pigeon, and then he just annoyed me for like hours. But all joking aside, yeah, the crowd was a big bag, the crowd. I think the first day I was surprised at how empty it was. Maybe it was just me.
Yeah, especially on the U.S. side, there was maybe 10% attendance on the U.S. side.
But the atmosphere was still good. But the second day, it seemed to get a little bit better atmosphere-wise, even though Europe were losing. But the third day was the big day. It was sold out on day 3. And again, I think that made a big difference with the scoreline as well. And I think that really helped Europe, just having that extra support in the crowd. And Jayson really just really loves. He loves to feed off the crowd, and then he just got his energy, and it just crosses over to the crowd. And I think that was the big thing, really. Day 3 was the best crowd for sure. Regards that extension, squeaky parrot noise. I mean, besides that, the crowd was pretty good.
That's got to go bye-bye.
That extension's got to go.
That's so
it was okay for once or twice.
Isn't it incredible how much funny like every single time is just so funny, right? It's like a snowflake. Every single time it's yelled, it's just unique in its own little way, and it's just so great, isn't it, Darren? Every one of them.
Oh yeah, it's like I just can't believe that they didn't lose their voice. I think that's what happened, actually.
Yeah. Well, it was still there on Friday. I know that.
Yeah, and there was a few people whistling while some of the players were down the shot, but that's always happened. I mean, that's nothing new. I mean, that happened like when I was playing. I mean, that's always been there, that little bit There's always like a few idiots in the crowd, no matter where you play. But you'd rather have them there than not there because you need the atmosphere. And the Mosconi Cup is all about the atmosphere. And all that outside noise, if you're playing well, you don't hear anything. Let it distract you. But if you're struggling, you notice every whistle, every clown in the crowd like yourself, and even like pigeons like Chris Patient. You notice everything. But the Mosconi Cup, it just wouldn't be the same like without a crowd, and very important that even though there's like some like childish behavior going on, it's sort of good at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, you just hope that the crowd is big enough that the individual idiots that are doing stupid stuff just gets drowned out, or you have a crowd that's small enough that there aren't any idiots in it. Yeah. But I think day three, I don't know what was going on with day three, but those two of the last three matches, I mean, it was bad. The younger ref, I can't remember what's the younger ref's name.
Marcel.
Yeah, Marcel. Like, he refused to even try to get the crowd under control. I mean, it was loud. It was really loud when the players are down on their shots, and he's not even trying to get the crowd under. Like, he'll put his hand up like this and just do nothing. He'll just sit it there and just hope that people just quiet down. And by the end of it, I mean, he wasn't getting any control over everybody, and he wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah,
I mean, that can't happen.
Yeah, I don't think either referee had any control of the crowd really, but I think that's just the way the Mosconi Cup's gone. I think the people behind the scenes are probably telling them, look, just let the crowd get on with it. Because like when Nigel Reese used to referee and Michaela Tab, they had real good control of the crowd in them certain situations. But now obviously we've gone from like 1,000 people to 1,500 people to 2,000, 2,500. And it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, I believe. I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of years that we're back in London playing in front of 5,000 people if we get some normality back in our lives.
I'll hold my breath.
It's like the darts. If you've ever been to the darts, it's just impossible to control that crowd. And I think once everyone's had a few drinks, it's like every night's the same at the Mosconi Cup. The first match is all a bit tense. Everyone's on their best behaviour, and then after a couple of pints, like myself and you, it's just all guns blazing from the crowd.
A couple for me. It's just one for you. You can't handle more than two.
I think 1.5 on day two.
Yeah, they'll be carrying you out on a stretcher if you had two full.
And it's like Jim Telfer and his pals. You'll like see them for the first hour. They're all sat there nice and quiet with their little Christmas suits on. And then after like an hour or so, when they get like a little bit fueled up, it's just all just carnage.
It's a good time. It's a good time, Darren.
Cookie, Paul Cook is like a long time Mosconi Cup fan. You're European. I think everyone who watches the Mosconi Cup, whether it's the players, the spectators at home, or even the spectators in the crowd, I think everyone knows who Cookie is. Might not know his name, but obviously when you see that face, you just know who it is.
COVID's fun, isn't it, Darren?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Is this your first time getting it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got it easy, pal.
Well, I think I might have had it last year, but that's like the early days where it was so hard to even get an appointment. There was no test.
Yeah.
When it first happened, but I'm pretty sure I had it in the early days. Sort of a little bit worse than I am now. I sort of had like a bit of just a cold and head sweats and stuff like that.
It's no fun.
You had it quite bad the first time, right?
I had it real bad the first time. I was down for about 3 weeks. It was awful. I was sleeping for about a 2-week stretch. I was sleeping for 20 hours a day. I basically just went into a coma for 2 weeks. It was fun. Yeah. But we're back now.
Yeah, I think it definitely changed you as a person as well.
Yeah. So I guess next year we're looking at Vegas.
Bally's.
Yeah, we have the dates for it too, don't we? Let's take a look at
30th of November to December the 2nd.
There it is. And Tickets, I would hope, are going to be on sale pretty soon. It's great. It's great to see that they actually announced it earlier this year because last year I don't think they announced it till crazy late, and then they basically just pulled the dates. Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they've been doing the last few events, right? They've been making some announcements to certain tournaments, so that's good what they're doing. But it would be nice if they can make an announcement for like the rest of the year calendar, so I can book my flights to America, knowing when to go there and when to come back. Because obviously some of these events in the UK are matchroom tournaments. I have no idea whether I'm going to be in them, but it would be nice to have a calendar where we know the dates. You know what I mean? Obviously, we know like some tournaments, but especially the matchroom pool, with them been like the leaders, the leading promoters in pool, and obviously they're doing more tournaments next year. It'd be nice to get the dates out there, and so that I can sort of plan my year out.
Yeah. Well, according to Rich Saunders, it's with tickets available as of Friday.
That'd for the Mosconi, it probably will be. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Really?
But it would be nice to know what's happening with the dates on the other tournaments, like the World Champions, US Open, Champions League, World Masters, World Cup of Pool, and UK Open. I think that's the only time I know the dates of the UK Open and the Mosconi Cup.
Interesting. Well, I'll check it out.
There. I think they've obviously probably got them penciled in, but not confirmed, or they haven't been released to the public yet. Let's say.
Yeah, there's doesn't seem to be a date for the CLP.
Yeah, thank you a little for the plug. Because Nate gives me one.
There you go. Go on.
There you go.
Go subscribe to this big old clown.
Little Chris is a real friend.
What's that?
A real friend, someone who promotes me.
What's that? Jayson Shaw, who's got Rona? Raise your hand.
Man. I think half the crowd's got it, Jason. Everyone what I know, 90% of them who was there, I've got COVID.
Or at least have symptoms. Did you get it out of it? What
I think Jason's still recovering. I'll tell you what we did do though, is that obviously I was fortunate enough to replace Joshua Filler and Catchy for this exhibition in Scotland. So forget about the Mosconi Cup party. This next day, travelling to Scotland on the train for 5 hours with Jason and Carl Boys was like the funniest 5 hours on a train you'll ever do in your life. So we just partied like crazy. We got to the Scotland. We had a big Chinese before we went to the venue because we were like drunk. So we sort of freshened ourselves up a little bit. And then we've gone to Jayson Shaw's brother-in-law's pool room, which is absolutely amazing, called McGoldrick's in Scotland, Glasgow. So if you're ever in that area, make sure you check out this pool room. It's like unbelievable. And we did the exhibition. There was like 6 of us, I think. Or no, 7 with Carl and Alex. Or 6, yeah. I think there were 6 of us in total. Could be wrong. It could be 7. And we just had a lot of fun with all the locals. Come out to the You'll Never Walk Alone music. Obviously, we was all like a little bit tipsy before it started, so we just got really involved. And Jason was the star of the show, obviously, because it's his own town and his own people there, and it was like absolutely crazy. I mean, we partied till like we basically got paid to get drunk, really, and we ended up partying till about 6 in the morning. And then we had to get the train in the morning back to Manchester. And yeah, we wasn't in the best of shape, let's say, especially Jason. Jason didn't speak for about 5 hours from Scotland to Manchester. I've never known him to be so quiet for 5 hours.
Recovered, huh?
So yeah, it was a great time. Great times, and can't wait for next year.
Kinga says your stream should freeze again.
Kinga, why have you been so nasty?
Yeah, Kinga's you give her COVID and she just turns into a meanie head.
Blaming me for COVID. I'm blaming her and Rico Dix. They kept passing me glasses to drink out of.
Oh, good stuff. Well, I don't know, Darren. Is there anything else that we gotta square away? Anything else you want to talk about from the Mosconi Cup?
Yeah, can't really think of too much. Obviously, I think the Matchroom did a great job. The production was great. I like
event was awesome.
I like the new little things they did with the balcony there, and seemed to be like more player engagement. I think it was better with where the players were sitting, regards to the players who were actually playing. There wasn't in their high line so much. I think Niels and Kelly was a good addition to the commentary team. I don't think the security people were as strict as what they have been the last 2 or 3 years. So that was good, in my opinion. So yeah, it was a more relaxed atmosphere. I think both sets of fans have got to know each other really well over the years. So it's like one big family, really. Obviously, when the tournament starts, we want to win so badly, but I think you can see like the love and the respect there from both sets of fans, and that's what it's all about. Even
I thought it
yourself.
was awesome. Yeah, and we're going to be throwing together another queued up, I guess, section for next year for Vegas. So if anybody else wants to join in, we had, 25 people in our group this year, and we were supposed to have it's upwards of 40 to 45, but restrictions, COVID, blah, 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 shut all that down. So we'll hopefully we'll have, 40 or 50 for next year. So, yeah. It should be a lot of fun.
I think it's all going to kick off next year, because I think you Americans, I know I read a lot of comments, and obviously the Americans at home don't quite understand why the crowd are so like, let's say, rowdy. But when you're actually at the Mosconi Cup,
it's not that big of a deal.
It's not a problem for the players, really. You just expect it before you arrive, so you accept it. But I mean, the Euros want the Americans to do the same as what the Euro fans do. Basically, just give it to us. You know what I mean? Just give it to us, and if you beat us, you beat us. I mean, we like all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just that British mentality. Let's say we love the banter. Like, long as you don't get into like fist fights, and it's okay.
Yeah, the trick is to do it respectfully, and the Americans get like really sensitive about this because. I guess it's the Europeans that are the only ones that are doing it. But the Europeans are 80 to 85% of that crowd, especially in England. They're at least 85% of that crowd. So you have your couple kind of jackwagons who just think they're really smart and really funny. So they scream stuff right when they're about to shoot the shot. And that doesn't happen on the American side. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe we're just more respectful as a culture, but maybe we just have nobody out there. And so we have less idiots, right? It's a lot easier for an idiot from the local. It's a lot easier to have an idiot from the local pool room who doesn't even really care about pool go down there and be loud when you're with only 15 minutes.
Nate. I said, don't do yourself a disservice there. There's plenty of idiots in America. No, but all in all, I think next year is going to be absolutely amazing. Like I say, I think this thing's just going to keep growing and growing. And what's the final score now? I think Europe are leading 14-13 with one tie. So
yeah,
it's all set up nicely, isn't it? It's all set up nicely. And hopefully I can be involved somehow next year instead of like sat in the crowd with you getting drunk.
Well, I think they were at. I saw help wanted for the security guys out front. I think that'd be good for you.
Unbelievable.
Well, I think you'd be a great security guard.
You can pick them. Well, yeah, I mean, like they'll not get past my ears.
No way. You'll block everything.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to report in the pool world, is there? Really, obviously, that's it, isn't it? Till Turning Stone. I don't know if that's going ahead. Then we've got the Arizona Predator Pro Series. I'm pretty sure there's other tournaments out there that I don't know about. Obviously,
there's the NBL event this weekend that you should have been playing in that if you were back for it. You live in the U.S. The NBL. It's the inaugural NBL event. So Jason's playing in it.
He did ask me, and obviously I'm not there. So if I was there, I would have played.
Yeah, I mean that's going on this weekend at Sandcastle Billiards in New Jersey. I was supposed to be there. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I mean, unless my symptoms go away from now until Friday. I mean, I'm not going to be able to go there. Obviously, I don't really feel bad. So I mean, it's just basically a little bit of congestion.
No, you did bad.
Thanks, buddy.
But that's never going to change anyway, is it?
No, probably not. I was born this way.
Can do it for people like me and you, pal.
So, but that's
there's not enough money in the pool for us to pay for that.
No way. So that's going on at Sandcastle Billiards this weekend. That should be a good one. 16 players, $20,000 prize pool. Should be a good one for somebody.
Yeah, I wonder if Jayson will show up. I'll go for the under.
Ooh, you'll go for the under on whether Jason's going to show up.
Yeah, because the hardest thing to do after you've been to the Mosconi Cup is play pool the week after.
Yeah? Still recovering from your hangover?
Well, he might go just because he's just down the road from where he lives. But if he had to travel to that tournament, get on a plane, he's absolutely no chance of going.
No, it's only a 2-hour drive from Sandcastle to his place.
I'm just saying, if he had to go to, let's say, Arizona and get on a plane, he wouldn't be going. I know him too well.
Well, there you go. He just says he's going.
Yeah, he's going because it's just down the road, and obviously he's all happy. He's MVP.
Yeah, well.
Take his trophy there, doesn't he, and show his pals.
Savage.
Oh, we had a good laugh. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I've never laughed so much in my life, though. These last 4 or 5 days at the Mosconi, that was really good fun. So I appreciate everyone who that was a really good memories.
This is probably, I mean, this will probably be the last one that, this will probably be the last, like, really, really, really awesome one like this. With the 1,500 people, it's nice because it's not that big. From here on out, I mean, I don't think we'll see a crowd less than 2,500 for the rest of the, I mean, unless something weird happens.
To me, I've always looked at the Mosconi. It doesn't matter whether there's 750 there or 3,000. If it's a sold-out capacity, right, the atmosphere is incredible. It's just the same. Because 750 people in a smaller area can make a lot of noise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you had that first day, though, Nate, when it was only, about 750 people there?
No, I don't even think it was that much. I would have guessed maybe 600.
Maybe 600. The atmosphere was a bit flat, let's say, that first day. And then the second day, it really kicked in, you know what I mean? Because there was more and more people.
Yeah.
And Jayson said he's doing this Washington straight pool high run. So yeah, I guess he's going to try and finish the year on a high.
627.
Why did he join us anyway?
What?
Why didn't he join us?
I don't know. I guess
you ask him.
We'll invite him now. See if he wants to join. Come in and talk bad about you.
You didn't invite him in. He's probably in bed.
Probably in bed. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you clown.
Exactly. He's probably in bed. Trust me. If you see him, yeah. If you've seen him yesterday, he's got the kids.
He's got his kids. Yeah. Well, so I guess. What?
I said we'll probably wrap it up then.
Yep. I mean, I only have one last announcement.
Unless Kingo wants to join us or Chris Patient.
Oh, neither one of those are in. They've been talking bad about us the whole time in the chat. What do we want to let them in for?
Yeah, and King has got COVID really bad, so she's probably maybe next time get her on the show when she's feeling better.
We'll have to see if she's worthy.
Because you don't get many ladies on your show, except for Jim.
Yeah, except for Jim. Yeah, there you go. we probably do. Well, I guess the only last announcement I have is we are going to be giving away an Air Rush. Isn't that you have yourself an Air Rush, Darren?
Yes, I do. I need to practice with it. It seems okay. I've only really used about 10 shots, but it seems okay. I just need to practice more with it.
Yeah, we're giving away an Air Rush.
You jump better than me. I
might. I can teach you how to jump.
You jump better than me, so you should be able to tell me whether it's really better than the previous Predator.
Oh, it's I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't think the Air Rush or the Air 2 was that good of a jump cue. I thought the Air 1 was really good. I thought the Air 2 was significantly worse. And this is sick. I mean, this jump cue is not even fair. It's like it's too easy. It's a really good jump cue. But we're going to give away one of those to one of the lucky Patreons of the podcast.
Well, that's a good prize, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a $600 jump queue, so we're going to give one of those away.
How do they enter?
Well, they need to become a Patreon to the podcast, and then they can support the future of the show, as well as giving themselves a chance to win the Air Rush. So the link to do that is in the comments now. Basically, it's just you donate $5 a month, $10, something like that, and you're automatically entered into the drawing. Plus, you get to get us the security of the future with Darren, so I can afford to buy him drinks.
I'll tell you what you should do for the future is that you should have a little prize to bring like one of your fans onto the show.
Well, that's part of that's actually one of the tiers of the podcast. The difference is the people that have selected that tier in the past are not interested in actually joining the show. They just want to watch it and see it.
Okay. And what about giving like a free 1 hour lesson with you? That's got to be a good prize.
How about with you, Darren? Are you giving up a 1 hour lesson? Is that what I'm hearing?
In February, when I'm back in February.
There
It's
you
both
go.
me and you. You get 1 hour with me, and you get 2 hours with Nate.
Why not right in the middle of us?
Well, because you're younger than me, you've got more energy.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that's going to be a prize. And other than that, I guess we clear it out. You think we're good?
Yeah, just say hello to Cookie. Me.
Oh, there's a little cookie.
Another clown in the chat.
Yeah, the only anti-vaxxer in our entire group, and he never touched COVID. COVID doesn't
Napper.
want anything to do with him.
Cookie's got a new nickname, the Napper. He likes his little naps during the Mosconi Cup.
The
Napper.
nappers. Or 48 hours with Chris Patient.
Cookie. The nappers. Like little
Good
babies,
stuff.
they were. Like little babies taking little naps at the interval during the Mosconi Cup.
I missed this. That's a bummer.
That's another guy there with COVID, Graham.
Another guy.
Oh, Cookie
Like
there.
half the people that are watching this show is
Unbelievable.
positive. It's great. All right. Well, we're not getting anything done, Darren. So let's get you out of here, you clown.
Yeah, but it was nice talking to you, pal.
I always love you, Darren. Anytime I get to talk with you.
Yeah, you're a good-looking guy, really. It's not true what they say about you. How do I get out of here anyway? How do I get out of here?
All right. Take care. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Where's Bill gone?